Good morning, everybody. So on the heels of my rash that is finally feeling better, thank God. I mean, it hurt a little bit this morning because it was a little bit itchy. And if you hadn't followed me for a while, I've been dealing with this rash that came up to surface from since I was 6 years old. So when I was 6 years old, I had a rash that came up. I thought it was from a leotard, but it was only in one area in my lymph node area down in the groin area on the right-hand side. And so I assumed, because I remember it, that was from a leotard, but we never really got down to what it was. My parents put hydrocortisone cream on it, and then I never saw it again. It never was an issue or a problem. So I thought it was just something that was, a fluke, and then we took care of it with medicine, and then there it goes. But what we've since found out is that hydrocortisone cream actually pushed that toxin that was coming to surface, whatever it was that the body was trying to get rid of. That cortisone cream pushed it back into my system way deep. And then, of course, over time, the body has a superficial immune system, given that we weren't reinforcing it. So it really just made it like I don't know, it put it in dormancy where it wasn't a symptom. And so it started, then I'm sure it probably affected other organs and other systems. And I'm sure it was a factor in a lot of my mutations over time. However, given that I've been doing this protocol, I have been now stimulating the antibodies to then go after all the infection in my body, as well as all the foreign objects, and also rebuilding the broken and damaged cell structures, which meant that was something that needed to be dealt with. But it's been over 1.5 years, right? And the body finally is now taking care of it. It is now seen it as a priority, because the body, when it's going through these stages that I'm going through right now, as far as the healing stages, it will go based upon priority. So that's why some of you are seeing, healing in one area, and then you're going to another level of healing in another area. And then it just keeps going from there. So anyway, so now I am dealing with a rash that is coming to surface. I did feel fatigued. I found out that it could have been possibly lymphoma. I probably dodged lymphoma, because when I looked up lymphoma or lymph node rashes, lymphoma came up, and it came up as a possible situation that I possibly could have dodged. Okay. And so we didn't know about the hydrocortisone being, using that and then driving the infection back into the system again, until Karen Elfont Skidmore mentioned that, because of her homeopathic somebody that she was following that is in the homeopathic world, mentioned that as a possibility that this most likely what happened is that hydrocortisone drove it back into the system, which then had me then make that leap that essential oils being used on the body in reaction to cancer, disease, and chronic illness will do the exact same thing. Because like we talked about, antibiotics being used internally, not a good thing. That includes essential oils, pills, powder, supplements, and detoxes. Well, essential oils are antibiotics. They are a high negative force. And so I use patchouli oil just as just a nice extra scent. I like to smell good, whatever. I mean, I could definitely go without any oils and I would still smell good, because I don't have the candida making my body odor smell horrific, right? But I like patchouli oil because it just smells good. However, if you have a rash, let's say you have eczema, psoriasis, and all of that, and let's say we know the whole essential oils market is based upon all of this healing quality, or so they say. They say, oh yeah, take a carrier oil like coconut oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, avocado oil, all of those, and then mix it with the essential oils and then use it as a topical. I would say, do not do this. Do not use essential oils mixed in with a carrier oil in reaction to any kind of symptom that you're dealing with on a topical basis. Because what happens is then you totally, completely destabilize your immune system, so that way it doesn't work properly. Because the reason why you're having skin tags, reason why you're having things come to surface, is because the body is trying to filter it out and get it out of your system, so then it finally it gets purged out of the body. And how I see how it gets purged out of the body, because I'm watching my own little rash do what it needs to do, is that it'll come to surface, it'll ooze, because those are the antibodies, right? The white blood cells that are going after that infection. And then it oozes, and of course it's on my underwear, right? And I don't throw the underwear, but I put it in the wash, and I change my underwear, of course. But the skin that is then dried on top of it is scaly, and that skin falls off. So as the infection comes to surface, it goes through its different stages, and it'll seem like it's healing, and then it's drying over with the scaly skin, and you're peeling the skin off, and then another layer of toxins coming up to be then purged out of the body. That's how the body is able to get rid of toxins, because that layer of skin that the infection is coming through and getting out of the body. So when you take some kind of natural or herbal antibiotic or a hydrocortisone steroid cream or something, that really just defeats the immune system's purpose to let it work itself out naturally. And then you're driving that infection back in your body. Okay, so now, which I'm going to be doing as soon as I get my manuscript back, while it's going through the design phase, I'm going to be eradicating the essential oils out of the topical ways to manage your healing symptoms as you're going through this protocols process. Because I don't want any of you guys to be taking these essential oils and driving your infection back in your body. That would defeat the purpose, and then it undermines your healing process and how fast it happens. Okay, because I also noticed, like on my dog, she has a lot more skin tags. Well, she's been on the protocol too. She does get my recipe mixed in with her food, and she gets plenty of water and all that, enough exercise, right? But she does have skin tags, and that is the body's way of eliminating the toxins. It comes through your skin. All the toxins come through your poop. That's why you have to poop on this protocol. You cannot get away doing this protocol without pooping, okay? And it comes out of your urine. I notice a whole difference in my urinary elimination when I've been on the protocol. It's like I'm almost like eliminating a lot more. Like I feel like a whole steadier stream, and more like it's more copious urine in the morning, and sometimes it's even clear. It's very light yellow. I have yet to see a very yellowish or orange pee at all. Okay, so this is how the body gets rid of things. And when we're using essential oils or any type of antibiotic, whether it's in the allopathic or the holistic, you are essentially disabling the effectiveness of your immune system. And so we need to get away from the holistic industry, because they are killing people, and you don't even know. And they call it healing because you're getting these temporary reversal or cures of your symptoms. And I'm watching people on my Facebook who are selling the CBD oil, taking it internally, using it topically, whatever, right? And they don't realize, because you reversed or took care of a symptom, which already has you way behind the 8 ball. So you took care of a symptom, so you're compartmentalizing your body and treating it as if nothing was at all connected. What happens is then you are still undermining the full healing of your body, and then you are steadily aging. So you may feel better while you're aging, but you are still steadily aging because you are undermining your innate and your adaptive immune system. And so I wish I could tell these CBD oil salesmen what they're doing, but you know what? They're making money off this. And it drives me insane as I am watching my own body heal and dealing with this damn rash that, oh my gosh, and here's the thing, yesterday and the day before, I was really, really tired, like super tired. Like I was irritable yesterday. I didn't want any private messages. And I still right now want people to chill on the private messages. Unless you have a testimony, chill on the private messages. Send me an email if something that you really, if you're not part of my membership group and you just need a question answered as far as, how to get into the group, or you have a testimony, just do it that way, okay? And I see one person that does sell CBD oil come online right now. And I'm going to tell you this. You're selling oils that are antibiotic to your friends and family. You are contributing to their overall demise. You may have temporarily reversals of your symptoms, but that's no different than chemotherapy and getting somebody, you know, at least a little bit stabilized, like a stay of execution. CBD oil, all these different essential oils, when used in reaction to cancer, disease, and chronic illness, gives you a stay of execution. But guess what? You are still going to be on the trajectory of death. Now, as far as Dr. Sebi, he is aging. I think he's dead. Okay, you guys need to get rid of all of your, I mean, here's the thing, everybody in the holistic world has some kind of a little bit of credibility, because they did pave the way to get us to this point where we're getting away from the allopathic. But you have to realize that the holistic world also repackages the same negative elements, and they have a different marketing gimmick and a different little package, you know, a different wrapper, but it's the same elements. It's still heavy negative elements that are misaligned with the elemental composition of the human body. Because so your body is a positive, right? And all of these CBD oils and essential oils and the supplements and detoxes are all negative elements. And when you're throwing a bunch of negative at a positive, guess what? You're going to overwhelm your body and kill it. Yeah, you may get rid of a certain offending toxin. That's the whole thing with the detoxing, you know, out there using aluminum silicate, which is the bentonite clay and the diatomaceous earth. So you're poisoning your body to create an immune response, inducing an immune response to where you feel like you're going to die, right? And yeah, you may be dealing with some issues that are in your body that people call retracing or Herxheimer or the Heron's law. But what you do is you're aggravating your injuries that are already in your body. No different than using, you know, taking salt and then you feel like you get high blood pressure. You already have that malfunction in your body, and any kind of salt is going to energize your malfunctions. Okay, but the whole thing with the detoxes and all those holistic things is that you may feel temporarily better, like you lifted all the candida, because that happened the same thing with me with the bentonite clay, which is aluminum silicate, which is a major negative element against my body. I had so much candida in my body causing me to have these PMDD episodes that anything would have been great. It would, if it wasn't bentonite clay, it could have been, you know, a salt flush, or it could have been zeolite, and I would have felt amazing no matter what, because I handled the current problem at hand, which was the candida. But I was not rebuilding my immune system. I was just dealing with the problem, but not getting to the root of it, and not rebuilding at the same time to allow antibodies to work the way they're supposed to and do what it needs to do. Because all of these CBD oils and the pills, powder supplements, and detoxes and the essential oils, they circumvent the immune system. They don't allow your adaptive and your innate immune system to work. So it's no different than a vaccine, because a vaccine circumvents your immune system and it artificially manipulates it. So whenever you're then exposed to that same pathogen that was introduced into the vaccine, you may not get as much of a reaction, but you still haven't taught your body to rebuild the or to overcome that sustained damage, that mutation. Because anytime you get introduced to a pathogen that your body doesn't recognize, you just sustained a mutation. And relative to how well you reinforce your body will be relative to how well you overcome that mutation and reinforce and fix that issue and generate the cells that were damaged because of that introduction, that initial introduction. So those of you who are selling CBD oil, those of you who are selling the essential oils and using them as a healing remedy, you need to now take a look at yourself, deep within yourself, and ask yourself, is killing humanity really what you're about? Is that can you sleep at night knowing the fact that you're taking a very major negative element and you're selling it to the masses as if it was something that was positive? Because it's not. Can you live with yourself and sleep at night knowing this? Now that you know, because now that you know, you have no excuse. My science is on my website. It talks about the elemental composition of the human body. It talks about the positive and negative elements that impact your body positively or negatively, depending upon how it's being used. So now you have to look within yourself to see, is this worth it to you? Because some people will sell out to the system. And you see it all the time. Look at Big Pharma. They sold out to the system. Do you really want to follow in the footsteps of Big Pharma by selling your CBD oil and then saying, oh, I feel great. Yeah, I'm sure you felt great. I felt great on bentonite clay, and believe me, I hawked it. I was promoting it for the longest time until I found out that it was actually poisoning the system. Now that I know that that was what it was doing, I immediately stopped and said, hold on a second, I got some new information. I made a mistake. Bentonite clay is really actually poisonous for you. Yes, you may have a stay of execution using it temporarily, but over time, no, it's going to kill you over time because it's a high negative element that is throwing the balance off your internal universe, and is destroying your innate and your adaptive immune system ability to work the way it's supposed to. But you know how people are when they have a lot of parasites in them. It's going to take an act of Congress for them to figure it out. But I know who you are. I've watched you guys. I have 4,700 people on my Facebook, and I know who all the CBD salesmen are. I know who all the pill pushers are. I know who you guys are. I'm not going to say anything on your page because you know what? That's not my place. If you want to look beyond your scope of your monies and your, you know, whatever, then you will either apply this information or you won't. But that'll be on your conscience. And then you will die along in the system with everybody else. Because if you really believe in the CBD oil, and you really believe in all your essential oils, using them internally as well as topically in reaction to rashes and cancer and things like that, you know, I mean, I never had to use essential oils in that manner to where it would drive the infection back into my body. Because I never really had any major rashes. This is probably the only major rash that I've had to deal with, where I did use a little bit of coconut oil. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna use any coconut oil. I'm just gonna use my juice. My juice used topically, internally, douching, enemas, in my ear, in my nose, my mouth, my hair. Like right now I'm using a soap that Lisa Morissette makes, and I have shampoo and conditioner, but that shampoo and conditioner lately, every 2 days or every couple days, my head is itching. I get this dandruff, my head's itching. I had to get off those conventional shampoos. So I'm using Lisa Morissette's hand soap it's like an oatmeal and patchouli oil, which is fine because it's diluted in that. And I'm using it on my hair, and not using the conditioner or anything. And my hair looks good. I just did it this morning again. And it's going to go through its detoxing process because I changed methods. But that's, you know, that's the extent of me using things topically. So I'm not going to be using coconut oil down there. I'm going to use my juice for everything. I'm going to take, you know, my juice in a spray bottle. And when my dog goes out, you know, eventually we're going to go get some property that my husband worked out with his boss. And she's going to have a whole yard, and it's going to be full of ticks. But we have a yard back here that's full of ticks too. She has not got a tick at all this whole season. Actually, no fleas this whole season. But I mean, when you're out there in the woods, there's probably more opportunity for more ticks for her to be, you know, involved with. So I'm going to make sure I have the juice in a spray bottle. It's going to be strained, so it's just the juice, not the solids. And I'm going to spray her down. So you guys, this recipe is going to be amazing for every aspect. You don't need essential oils except to diffuse to make your house smell amazing, or to kill off any nasty odor because of somebody that went to the bathroom, or, you know, or a bad, you know, dirty rugs or something, and, you know, whatever as far as the air. But on your body, or, you know, nebulizing essential oils, don't even bother, because it's no different than using a pill, powder, supplement, or any antibiotic or a vaccine, because it does destroy your immune system's ability to be able to function correctly. Okay, so this is going to piss off the YLEO community, the Young Living, the doTERRAs, the now essential oils, which I'm done with, right? I mean, I'll use patchouli, just a dab here. I'll just do a dab here and a dab here, and that's it. I'm not doing like I used to, where I'm like, oh, you know, put up. No, none of that anymore. I'm done with that. And obviously, don't mix it in with the carrier oils to do anything with the healing, and obviously never take it internally. So yeah, it's gonna piss off the essential oils community, which is huge, because they are the hugest, like the biggest MLMers around, like huge. Even people in my inner circle are selling essential oils as if they were a healing, and nothing I could say or do, because people are driven by money. And instead of being strategic and using my recipe and using my protocol, and be strategic and figure out how to make a business model where it helps you and it helps the other person, they're going to resort to all the easy ways out. They will, because that's naturally what people do. If it's too hard for them to sustain because of the lack of drive or whatever, they will go the easy route. And there's enough ignorant people out there they can take advantage of. And that's kind of way our society is when it comes to parasites, because we live in a parasitic society. We feed off of each other's ignorance and weaknesses. So what makes you think that the essential oils community isn't the same thing as far as big pharma? So there you go. Chew on that. Obviously, I'm feeling better, guys. But I was no mood yesterday to deal with anybody. I was in no mood the other day to deal with anybody like a day ago, because I'm dealing with my own healing. I'm basically dodging lymphoma. I am dodging lymphoma. That is a sobering thought when you're seeing your body go through this healing process where things are coming to surface that you thought you'd never ever revisit again. So you're going through the past. You're going through, you know, time travel through your body. It's freaking insane. So this is so worth it for those of you that can sustain this. This is worth you guys going through this process. And use the juice for everything. Stay away from essential oils. Stay away from, and here's the thing, I use peppermint oil and water because I love the feeling of freshness in my mouth. I do. Now I can go gargle with my juice, but it's just, you know, so I have a couple drops in water, and then, you know, I mix it around, and it's in tap water, so I'm not worried about that. And I just swish it around, brush my teeth. If I have any stains on my teeth, which I really don't, but if I do, for whatever reason, then I'll just take a little bit of DE, which is a little bit of an abrasive, just a tiny bit, like once a month, once a month, I'll just brush, you know, the front part of my teeth, take any stains if there are any, which I haven't really had any since I got off the coffee. And that's the extent of it. I brush my tongue and I brush my teeth, just swish around, and then I'll go and drink some of my juice to repair whatever damage I've done with those essential oils. And your mouth actually repairs and regrows cells faster than other parts of your body. Okay, so there's just, you know, my take and my perspective on the essential oils and what I've come to learn. And Karen Skidmore Alpont, you're awesome. I love you, love you, love you, love you. I love all of you guys that have shared your information, because all of your information is helping everybody. And we're just connecting the dots and we're putting everything together because we all have different pieces of knowledge from different areas. And this whole community that we have, that we've created, is like a peer review, and we're just filling in the blanks where we see where there's like, we don't have an explanation with this. Well, here's the explanation. Here's, oh, that makes sense. And it's like so obvious, but not, right? It's so right in front of you that you don't get it, right? I get it. So now we're just taking things that are obvious, say, hey, here, it's obvious. We didn't even see it, and we're in this, right, on a day-to-day level. All right, so have a great day. Have a good weekend. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.